Welcome. Good day. How are we doing? What is up, sad boys? One and all. Not bad. I've had my dedicated team working around the clock, crunching the numbers, trying to figure out if there is a easier, a better, or more efficient way for me to cover these Degrassi episodes. I don't want to be doing this for the next 7 years, so I figured if I just take, for now, maybe we could expand. I'm open to it. We'll take the 188 episodes from season 1 to season 9 of Degrassi Next Generation. That's kind of the official Next Gen run. If I cover 2 Degrassi episodes per one of my episodes, and I do that every other week, I should be able to cover around 6 episodes a month, which means could cut down the total time that I'm dedicating to this series to 2.5 years. 2.5 years, I think that's manageable. I'm ready to do this journey if you are, so come with me as we discuss today's episodes. I'm not changing the lyric in the song about how many episodes I have, so you're gonna have to deal with that.
Whatever it takes, 388 episodes to go till I might explode, but I know I can make it through.
What do we got? We're still on season 1, Dissected 1, if you're keeping track. So just to catch up on the 2 episodes that came before, it was a 2-parter about a high school reunion for the old Degrassi class and passing the torch to the new Degrassi class. Also, Emma almost got by in a hotel room. So this one's a lot lighter. Rightfully so. That first episode's so fucking heavy that I can't imagine if we just kept going down this rabbit hole, just getting more deprived and dark with each episode. So they have to lighten it up. From what I was reading, the original air date for Degrassi Next Gen was supposed to be in January. They moved it up to October to coincide with the school year. I can't help but wonder, was there more of a lead up with our characters before the school year started? This episode just thrusts you into opening day of school. We'll just get to know everyone as we go through the school day. Hold on to your britches because we're full speed ahead. So we meet Ashley. Ashley, we got a little hint of her in the first episode.
Geography room to the left and the English department up ahead.
Now we get a full introduction to her. Talking to Terri about being the school president, I guess.
Terri, I am not a shoo-in. We won't even know if I'm president till the final vote is counted.
In Canada, do you pick your school president at the beginning of the year? Because in America, we don't do a lot of things right here. But the one thing that I think is a more efficient system is you choose the next year's president at the end of the previous year, so they have time to prepare, because the new school year, you don't know people yet. Then again, maybe I shouldn't be talking about our elections. We get a very subtle, a little tiny insight. This is what I love about Degrassi, right? You have so many characters, and you might be confused, like, how am I supposed to keep track of 20 different characters and their lives and their storylines, and who do they know, and who are they related to? But I think the show does a very subtle job on just letting you know that Ashley and Toby aren't just siblings, but they're new step siblings.
Toby out.
How do you know it's me? Could be your mom. Could be my dad. She's not my stepsister. We just happen to be stuck in a forced living arrangement.
Here we get a little more Toby action. Put the counter up.
I have to get to school to put up my election posters.
Aren't you the only one running?
Toby slays. Cha-ching! From this scene, you have to question, are they seeing a therapist?
Remember what Dr. Freed said? A generous attitude makes for a generous family.
They hint at this counselor. We never see them talk to him. Isn't that the most interesting thing? The storyline you're trying to tell is about 2 new step siblings fighting against one another, and ultimately they have to come together. You choose to tell that story outside of where that story would actually take place. Throughout the episode, they're gonna have to find ways in the school for them to clash and butt heads because school has to start. Therefore, all the outside shit, don't listen to it. The series is called Degrassi. It's not called Degrassi Therapist's Office. This is when we get introduced to the patron saint of fabulous. Everyone, welcome Paige to the stage.
The election's on Friday.
Wow, you'd rather focus on the issues than on your appearance. That's so admirable.
Paige is gonna get her own counter, and that is a cringe counter, because Paige is a cringe machine.
New year, new look, new page.
Love it, hun. But you are cringy as... All of our characters are being reunited, and they choose to go about this in a very natural way, which introduces you to the characters. It also lets you know that, hey, this isn't the first school year. There's been school years prior to this. They're friends. They know one another. They haven't seen each other for a summer break. It's a fully lived-in school. Emma seems,
Manny, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Nothing but the grade 8s.
They're only a year older than us.
Yeah.
The thing about watching these episodes like back to back in order, the tone shift is incredibly jarring. Emma seems like a completely different character. It's like the memory has been erased from her mind. I get episodic storytelling. It's confusing though when in one episode a character goes through probably the most dramatic thing they could possibly ever handle, and then in the next episode it's never mentioned, it's never pointed at, it's just a thing that happened and now new things are happening. What? And that's really my problem with such a strong story, the first episode. That needs time to reveal itself. That needs time to fester. Maybe I'm writing it off too early, but in this episode, it is not there. From here, we get our first shot of Jimmy and Spinner. Jimmy is kind of in the background in a lot of these episodes. He doesn't say a whole lot. That's kind of odd. This is a whole new journey for me. I've seen all these characters at like the end of their character arcs, and to see who they are at the beginning is really funny because they go through so much shit that they're such different people. To see them at like their origins, Spinner is just a straight up bully.
Grade 7s are such geeks.
That picks on the freshmen. That's what cool guys do. Emma and Manny find their way to their homeroom. I don't think we have homerooms, or I didn't have a homeroom at least. Your basis of operation, that teacher takes care of you. Like an advisor, we had advocacy, which was a class once every month. We talked about preparing for the real world. I don't think that class really paid off. Starting us in Ashley's and Toby's home lets the audience know that this is a different story, but don't worry, Emma and Manny are here. They've completely forgotten about the file, but they're also here. Mark one up for the Paige cringe.
That's why I'm starting a spirit squad this year, Miss Kwan. We so need one.
Great, Paige. It's so industrious of you.
Thank you. The teacher says,
And speaking of industrious, Ashley,
Yes?
your first day of school and you already have a professional campaign underway? An excellent start.
wow, you're campaigning early. This is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. If the election isn't until the end of the school year, why is she campaigning right now? And then we see one poster to show how hard she's campaigning. And we find out via intercom,
Today is the deadline for student council nomination.
first day of school, the nominations for class president are due. Well, when you put in the context of that, I think Ashley's doing just fine. You should be campaigning before you get the nomination. And then we just gloss over the family counseling again.
Why don't you run?
Because it would provoke a rupture in our fragile family dynamic. Does family counseling speak for my dad? Would kill me.
I can't help but think that the family counseling angle is the interesting part. When you're in school, you put on a face, you put on a mask, you hide all the shit that's going on. School isn't the place where you go to hash out all your private in-home shit. Sometimes it leaks over. We never get it. Sure, Toby takes up the bathroom and he takes his time brushing his teeth and jerking and whatnot. Ashley, she's uptight and she is a nagger. And well, big sisters. So Toby courses in JT to run against Ashley.
Who want to run for student council? The whole thing's a joke.
Did you say joke?
No way, Toby. I'm not doing a joke campaign.
Practice your stand-up material on a large receptive audience. You want to be famous, right? This is instant fame. The whole school hanging on your every word.
Actually, it's just a joke campaign. We're not really looking to be elected. How could you believe in a system where we elect someone who basically does their entire campaign ironically? Here's our first introduction to Liberty.
Ashley Kerwin, we haven't met. I'm Liberty Van Zandt, and I'm running for secretary.
What the fuck is that?
Liberty is a character that I have mixed feelings on. I find her incredibly annoying and I hate how they write her, but I think the actress puts a lot of charisma into it. Liberty is a difficult character and I'm interested to see, going back to these episodes, if I'll have a different perspective on her. Here she's just like eager young lass looking to be school secretary. Jimmy gets one line in this episode.
What was that all about?
Can't go 50-50 with no hope.
Doesn't waste it. A common trope with Degrassi. And if you want to play a fun Degrassi drinking game, because let's be honest, everything's better with liver damage. A character is always where they need to be in order to hear a very specific thing that pertains to that character.
Special stuff. I want the students to feel heard. Ash.
Like a true politician, I will accept bribes.
People are actually paying attention to him?
Every time you see someone being talked about and they just happen to be a locker away or just around the corner, you start chugging that bottle. You don't stop. Here we see some camcorder footage. And no, I know what you're thinking. It's not Peter. Peter doesn't come in till much later. You think that M would have a different reaction to being filmed on a camcorder.
Oh, personally, I think it's great.
I don't understand why they chose to shoot it this way. I think it's supposed to give like every character's perspective and have them talk directly to the audience as like an introduction, because they state their name and then they state their position, who they're aligned with. Comes off as really creepy because we never see who's holding the camcorder, especially with M. She just comes around the corner, she's startled, and then she begins talking. Could have just had someone filming for their little like news program, or you could have thought of a reason at all, but just having someone film this shit is fucking weird. We don't know who's doing it. Who even cares about class president? I don't know if I voted in my class elections because I didn't even know the people running. Since we established that Degrassi is a message show, you have to wonder, what is the message? What are we talking about? Are we talking about unequal voice representation when it comes to politics? Are we talking about the loudest voices or the silliest campaign stance overshadows who deserves it? Is Degrassi even going that deep, or is it just fun, silly, hey, well, we have characters in school, what's a fun school storyline? Class president? Well, every school needs one of those, so let's have them run for class president. We get some more Paige cringe.
Hi, my name's Paige, and of course Ashley's gonna win today. Sure, some students may resent her for being so perfect. I just got these brand new glasses, and I think they look rather nice with my outfit, don't you? Oh, and my belt. Please be getting close on the belt. Thanks. Beautiful, eh?
This actress makes so many choices. Paige is the true heavy of the show. You love to hate her. I would not have the show without her, but I wish she was dead. Speaking of heavies, Ash pays Jimmy and Spinner to pick up JT and take him to the locker room. They carry JT down the hallways all the way to the gym without any teacher, any adult, anyone noticing. Typically, gyms are in like the furthest corner of the school. Someone had to see them and the school allowed it. Basically, Ashley has bribed JT with $80 Canadian dollars. I can't even begin to tell you the conversion. Bribes JT with $80 to drop out the race.
$80 and that's my final offer.
80's good.
Glad to hear it. But for that amount, I want a show. I want you to quit in front of the whole school.
At assembly? Cool. I still get to say my speech.
Manny has a brother?
I knew it would work. Always does on my brother.
Do we ever meet Manny's brother? I can't even remember if Manny has a home. Doesn't she live with Emma at some point? What the fuck happens to Manny's home life? Does her brother ever come up? I want to decipher if this is a fact or not, or if Manny is bullshitting because she is a liar and cannot be trusted. You can't trust Manny. Look at the girl. They're on stage, they're about to give their speeches. This is where I'm still confused. The teacher said it's so early to be running a campaign for president.
Your first day of school and you already have a professional campaign underway?
And yet, the deadlines for nomination are due today, and they have an assembly set up for them to give speeches. I think Ashley is fucking behind, if anything. While they're on stage, Toby gets Ashley's attention to come down, and Toby fucking lays it down.
You bribed JT.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I saw the money. That's corruption.
Oh, how thrilling you learned a new word.
Oh, you want thrilling? Wait till I go up on stage and tell everyone what you did.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Toby fucking slays. And he fucking slays hard. And right now, he's fucking slaying Ashley's principles. Everything she ever stands for as right and wrong. They have their little coming together moment. Feels cheap since we haven't really seen the work put in. They've just been antagonizing each other. And now they're buddies. Ashley makes a comment about, hey, like, regardless of what you think, just listen to my speech, okay?
Before you go up there and publicly humiliate me, just listen to my speech. Then decide if you don't think I deserve to be president.
Guess what? We don't see that speech. You don't hype up a speech, perception changing speech, and then not give us a speech. This is what TV were made for. This is what every writer dreams of. Just writing a fucking good speech and you're just like, yeah, ooh, that's so inspiring. Actors love speeches. Actors love to show off that they can remember these long stories and these changes and these complex angles. Boo! F the speech. We don't even get to hear it. Toby says JT's in trouble.
It's my fault JT's in trouble for running the joke campaign. I shouldn't have put him up to it.
Ashley would be the one in trouble along with JT, so I don't know why JT is singularly in trouble. The focus, it's off in this episode. I want to see the tension between Toby and Ashley. What's the B storyline here? There isn't really one. There's Ashley running for president, and then there's Toby running against Ashley through JT, but ultimately it's Ashley versus Toby. My question is, why is the focus on the presidential campaign? Does that best represent stepsister and a stepbrother coming together? To figure that out, you have to focus on the lesson. What is the lesson? What is the takeaway? To be nice to your step sibling seems like a drastic step down from be careful on the internet because people will try to fucking you. Be nice to your step sibling because you're both in this together, I guess. And I figure since they're in school and the series is about a school, I should rate it on a grade of how well this episode did in telling its lesson. I'm going to give this episode a C. It's a good introduction to the extended cast. We get to learn more of the characters and we see how the school actually operates. The central storyline between Ash and Toby, there were a few steps missing to really make it connect. That's episode 103, Family Politics. How is episode 104? Eye of the Beholder. Last episode was a Ashley focus episode. In the first two episodes, we meet Toby. Then Toby is connected to Ashley. Then Ashley's best friend is Terri. And it's like, you can see the red connected yarn to each of these respected people. This episode is all about a dance.
What dance is it?
I don't understand the passage of time in the series. And I'm assuming this is just all because the episodes are airing along with the school year, so things are taking place at a different rate than they do in our real world because episodes are trying to match up with that. Ashley did win the election. She is president, and now she's putting on a dance. Uh-oh. Terri is insecure.
Dad, face it. I'm fat. Guys don't even notice me.
Terri, you're not fat.
Which I think is bullshit, because Terri, she looks fine. I'm not gonna sit here and judge a teenager's physical attraction. Yikes. In terms of like overweight children, I feel like Terry's doing fine. She has fine skin, great hair, good friends, but she feels like she's overweight. Fair enough. It's something that's a part of you and it's hard to shake off. I just think it's a little silly. Even the actress that they hired to be the fat girl, it's still pretty. Hollywood isn't the only one that's guilty of it. Canada. Her dad seems like a nice guy. You think like, oh, is she gonna have a bad home life? No, her dad's fine. Her dad wants her to go to the dance.
Terri, you're not fat. That's ridiculous.
No, Dad, it's true.
Honey, you gotta stop beating yourself up. You are beautiful.
You gonna dance? Woo! I used to be a dancer in my day. And then he gets up on the table with the broom. And yeah, it's like it's little Kane and he does little. She's like, Dad, what are you doing? So I thought that was a fun way to start the episode out. Woo! We just go straight into the theme song. There's no build up, just hard cut. Honestly, I think Spinner's more overweight than Terri is. So it's confusing when Paige is acting jealous. Paige is like, I'm fucking cool. I'm hot. I wear sunglasses. I fuck supermodels. She looks at Spinner and she's like, there's a disconnect there because I feel like Paige is in a completely different league than Spinner is. Paige would want like the hottest of the hottie at the school. You're Chad McMurray's, if you will. Spinner? The burnout that wears puka shells? Okay, Paige. Ashley's just bugging, pressuring Terri way too hard about this dance. Ashley.
On a Friday? Come on.
If Terri can't go, Terri can't go.
I'm not through with you yet.
I'm not through with you yet.
Chill. I know you have all this newfound power, but you can't just go around threatening people.
Thanks for the ride. Good.
At first glimpse of residential Degrassi bad boy Sean getting dropped off on the back of a motorcycle that he hitchhiked on, or is that supposed to be his brother? This is all we get. Just Sean showing up on a motorcycle. He says, thanks for the ride, and then goes inside. Sean, I respect the denim. You can tell they want Sean to be from the streets, the kind of down and dirty boy. He's like 12 right now, so... Well, I guess he did get held back, so he's 13. My bad. 13-year-olds wear denim. You can be a bad boy like Sean and like your buddy Greyson right here.
You did talk to your parents?
Yes. And no. The dance was during school hours, fine. But it's at night.
So who am I supposed to go with?
Why is Emma allowed to go to the dance? Lock her up. Why would Emma even want to go to the dance? It could be interesting if they tied in like life hasn't been the same and she just wants to feel like a kid again. She wants to get out and go to dance. None of that. I'm starting to get the feeling like we're never gonna get any sort of resolution or callback. The first episode was purely for shock value. Doesn't matter anymore. I'm not saying I want Emma to fall into like drugs. I just want, you know, something to be carried over, and I want to know that I'm watching the same characters every week. The things that they experience are gonna affect them in some way. People change based on experiences. Not Emma, not her mom, not Manny. Why is Manny the one not allowed to go to the dance? Who made that choice? Just switch the characters around. Emma's not allowed, Manny is. We know more about one home life than the other. One has a legitimate reason. Why does Sean act like a fucking 30-year-old?
Don't worry. The guys won't treat you any differently because, well, you know. All right?
fits an older actor, but to see this 12-year-old acting like a tough ass is so funny to me. I don't know why. Proud to announce that Degrassi has moved on from the 2-shot to 3 shots. We have 3 shots, everybody. The more advanced 2-shot. Now, 3 shots are trickier because there's 3 people in the shot. You have to have 2 people kind of scoot over so the third person can be in view. Then JT and Toby, they're not going to the dance. They don't care about like getting close to a girl. They care about seeing some titties.
Where'd you get these URLs?
I got this cousin who's really into the net. Best thing about them, they're all free.
JT, very hip, very hip. He got some URLs and he got them from a guy who is way into the net. As a guy who's also way into the net, good call, get those URLs. 2001 was a different time. Porn wasn't just this endless ocean that is the internet today. You had to search for it. You had to know where to go. Porn is a topic now. Yes, children do go through that. And at 12 years old, I was curious about that. They'd be the kind of guys to bro out and porn out. As much as I don't want to watch 2 pubescent boys look at porn, but guess we're gonna have to cover this at some point, which makes it confusing. So the A story is Terri trying to find her confidence to go to the dance. Is the B story Sean and Emma, or is it Toby and JT? Toby and JT get more attention. I don't think Sean says more than like 5 words in this entire episode.
No.
So I'm inclined to think that the B story is Toby and JT. I don't know how the theme of that works with the dance. Ash goes over to Terry's, or Terri goes over to Paige. I think, no. So Paige and Ashley go over to Terry's. They give Terri a makeover, or they don't give her a makeover. Terri just puts on clothes and Ash says, "That's great. I'm leaving now. Bye-bye." Paige says she's gonna stay around, do her makeup, and she ends up getting drunk. Hey, you know what'll make you feel better? Getting fucked up.
Hun, the more you have, the better you feel.
Killing it, Paige, and Terri goes along with it. Okay, I guess this is what I do. Gog, gog, gog.
Paige, you're so hot and cool. Let me be just like you.
We get some beautiful, beautiful day for night scenes. At least they're showing that the school dance happens at night. I just wish they filmed it at night. It's so blue. As soon as the sky turns blue, the sun is down. That's how we as humans recognize that the sun has gone down, when the sky's blue. Terri brings the bottle to the school. She's tripping. Why doesn't Paige just talk to Spinner or flirt with Spinner? They wanted the focus to stay on Terri, so they had Paige manipulate Terri so she could get to Spinner. Why? I'm just gonna hypothetically throw this out. There's a possibility where Paige gets Terri drunk and Terri becomes more flirtatious. She becomes more open about herself, and she actually has the confidence to talk to Spinner, and her being so forward and his fucking 13-year-old horny boy mind is gonna go, I would like to bang. I have no idea what Paige's connection to Spinner is. What happened in the previous year? Did they date? Do they know each other? Are they even friends?
Just the man I was looking for.
Hey, Paige.
So, you ready to get down?
Huh?
The dance, you are going.
Oh, yeah.
Spinner has way more of a connection with Terri because he gets his algebra notes from her. What does Paige give or get from Spinner? I don't understand this plan. Degrassi just puts all their focus in one basket, and they're like, okay, we're gonna explore everything and we'll just kind of make that work. And it's like, is that the best way to represent this story for everyone? Toby and JT are looking at some steamy websites.
Whoa. Are those real?
Real something.
And that's about it. They're looking at porn, going from picture to picture. Yummy, yummy. Throughout the episode, Jimmy's been trying to reconnect with Sean. I do like that Jimmy gets a little more to do here. Still have no idea who Jimmy is, what he likes, what's his personality. Dating Ashley, bully with Spinner, and he used to be friends with Sean. Sean explodes, pushes him against the wall. This tells Emma, oh yeah, I think I like this guy. Instead of standing up for Jimmy, who just got fucking pinned against the wall, Emma grabs Sean and takes him to dance. Should I even comment? Am I the only one who cares? This doesn't seem like rational behavior to me. There's a decision in the writing room to just say, okay, this is closed. We're moving on. We're never going to acknowledge again. But I think there's something incredibly dark about watching her actions through the lens of everything she's been through. Adds an element of danger to Emma. Also at this dance, we see some wonderful, wonderful child acting drunk performance.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Never better.
Okay.
The child actor, who probably hasn't ever been drunk or experienced drinking before, needing to get f***ed up in the show, and now they must act drunk. It's hilarious to me. Here's the highlights.
This is helping. Do you actually think I have a shot with Spinner?
Fear not, Ashley. I'm ready for my man.
Ashley, my friend, I love you. I'm not drunk, I'm just happy. This is gonna be my favorite spot.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Never better. Terri?
She ruined her chances with Spinner. She just couldn't hold it together anymore. Paige's plan was pulled off perfectly. Paige is the supervillain of Degrassi. Back at the Tobes' house, his parents were standing behind them, watching them watch porn.
Actually, I'd say silicone.
Or saline solution.
And instead of like opening the door and saying, what the fuck is up? We find out the next day that not only did they make comments, but they sat down and watched pornography with their child and their child's friend.
They made us look at porn sites with them, including sites with men, to teach us a lesson about objectifying women.
JT was not given life by either of these two people. They decided to take the parenting decision, expose them to pornographic images. Should they have called JT's parents before they did this? Maybe. This is supposed to be like a funny little consequence.
They made you look at porn with them? Male and female?
I'm not happy about that. I'm not, Terri loses, she doesn't get the boy. Toby and JT lose. What's the lesson here? Don't get drunk to impress people. Don't objectify women. Is Terri objectifying herself on like who she thinks she needs to be? I don't know what the lesson is. This episode is incredibly muddied. Terri is acting her heart out. Don't like the storyline she's given. We don't know the characters well enough. It's mostly just uncomfortable and there's just too many things that just don't make sense. So Eye of the Beholder gets a D from me. Woo! Thank you so much for watching my discussion review of these two Degrassi episodes. I look forward till next time when we cover 2 more episodes. Please subscribe because I'm going to be throwing these episodes out as hard and fast as I possibly can. I want everyone to watch along with. We can discuss and we'll have a merry old time. I'm Greyson Todd. Thank you so much for watching. Stay positive, everybody. And remember, whatever it takes, we're gonna make it through this motherfucker. Toodles.